Hey guys, Peter Harper, Managing Director and CEO of Asena Advisers. So those of you who are not familiar with the business, we advise foreign family offices, businesses and investors on US deals. So it's the start of a new year. The pandemic still rages on in certain parts of the world, primarily in the US. And I think the question on everyone's mind is 2021 going to be as crazy as 2020? Right? I think the mindset and the dynamic is that surely it can't. We've gotten to the end of the year, fresh beginnings, new beginnings, all that type of jazz. Surely with the power of positive thinking, it can be better, right? And I think from an investment and wealth creation perspective, there's probably for people that have access to capital, there's a lot to be excited about, and I'll touch on that in a moment. But when it comes to the sort of global mindset around the pandemic, I think we're still in for the long haul. I mean, Joe Biden, just the other day, who is now in charge of leading the distribution efforts of the vaccine within the US, has said that there's major challenges getting the existing 20 million vaccines out there, and that we shouldn't expect the broader country to be vaccinated until the end of the year. So if we're dealing with the status quo, we've got a second wave, a lot of infections. I think it's fair to say that we're not going to see whatever is going to be the new normal. We're not going to see a degree of that probably until towards the end of next year, right? So on to the positive, right? I think when we deal primarily in the transactional relation of deal flow between Australia and the US. In Australia right now, the country at large has done exceptionally well in dealing with the pandemic, both from a health perspective and from a perspective of financially supporting Australia's citizens. However, not unlike what happened during the last financial crisis in Australia, I think what we're going to see there is we're going to see a higher currency, which is buoyed by a substantially suppressed US dollar, right? And a strong Australian dollar driven by high demand for certain commodities out of China, namely iron ore, and if and when it turns, the price of coking coal. So we'll have this dynamic that for normal Australians where there's this cost pinch, right? They don't necessarily feel wealthier; they feel poorer, which is buoyed by a strong Australian dollar. For investors and families that have liquidity, I think the US should represent, as a market, should represent a major opportunity, right? I would not be surprised if by the end of next year, the Australian dollar is trading at above 90, or closer to 95. Right, the Fed in the US has said that they will keep interest rates at zero or near zero until 2023, unless there's some other situation that would change that, and we don't have any reason to believe that that's going to be the case. There could be there likely will be an opportunity as early as Q3 of this year for Australian-based investors and any other country that's heavily commodity-based to invest into US real assets at a substantial discount, right? Regardless of whatever repricing is happening locally in the market, just simply on the basis of the currency.